Hello you guys, and welcome back to another vlog. This week I am busy working on getting this month's kit out, so you'll see lots of takes from that. So we've had a little friendly little chicken staying with us. She's been sleeping on our porches now for about a week. I worry about her safety though. If you're not familiar with my monthly kits, this is what one looks like. It includes a notebook, stickers, ephemera, washi, journaling cards, a charm, pencil, of course some little sweet candy. Yeah, so that's a kit. And then we're moving into, we're taking away Valentine's and moving into our next holiday, which is St. Patrick's Day, so time to change out the door covering. I have to say this is my favorite thing in our yard. This is what we call our bird condo, which is an assortment of different bird houses, and I just absolutely love it. Hey you guys, so I am working in my creative daily journal, and this week I kind of used a little bit of different aspect as far as like keeping up. Well, actually this is last week. I'm really playing catch up here, but um, I wrote down on sticky notes just little bullet points of things that I wanted to cover. I do use my photos as a starting basis because I pretty much take photos every day. I think that just comes from being a scrapbooker, that comes from being a memory keeper, that photos is such a big part of my creative, of my journaling life. And so I went through my camera or my phone, and I just made little notes about what exactly I did that day. I printed out the photos, and then I made little post-it notes of things that went on. I also used my planner this week and some last week because of course I have to make my appointments and things like that. So I really think I'm going to start trying to find a way to emphasize using my planner more because I have the space, and it is something that I have sitting out every single day because I have my to-do list on there, and I have my weekly list. So I think actually writing down little tidbits of daily things in there will help me remember, especially when I'm doing a kind of little bit of catch up, like I'm doing in my journal right now. Because as the weeks go, it's true. It is the truth. You do not remember the everyday things, or you forget which day it was on, and things like that. So I really want to. That's another way that I'm going to start using my planner to help me remember things. So as I'm flipping through here, these are actually printables that I get off of some of the artists that I follow on Patreon. I follow Courtney Diaz, she's from Australia, and Pocket Journal Pam, which is out of Germany, and Loveland's Life, which is out of the Netherlands. And so every month they give out printables, and it's fun because they're artists, and I love supporting other artists. I also have supported Mindy Lacefield in the past too, and so it really does help not only them as artists, but I love watching their journaling videos. It's inspiring. And then also you get fun little things to add to your own journals. So if you haven't checked out Patreon, I do. I advise you to. It's really, you can commit for a month, and then if you decide that it's not really for you, or cut back on your budget, or whatever the case may be, then you can kind of you can go that route. So I really enjoy getting different things to add to my journals. Plus, I'm also supporting them as artists. But so I'm just kind of going through here, and like I said, I printed out all my photos, and then I'm adding them with stickers and some scrapbook paper and ephemera to the pages. I'll come back in and do some journaling, but I'm just, again, I like kind of doing especially when I'm doing a little bit of a catch-up, so to speak, I do like doing it in stages. It's like I love having my pages pre-decorated, and then coming in, adding photos, and then doing the writing is typically the very last thing that I do. Now, earlier this week, I kind of got a little wild with my journal, you guys. I had my X-Acto knife out, and I realized it might have been last week. It probably was last week, and so if I mentioned it before, it was last week, because I remember it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was working in my journal, and I realized that it's so fat, it's so fluffy, and I'm only in 2 months, and it's supposed to last 6 months. And I just said, I'm gonna put 2 months in this book, and then I'm gonna take out the guts and put 2 months in the next book. Well, it didn't work out as planned, because it was super late for one, and I'm trying to do this and I can't figure it out, and I just decided I'm going back to the composition book. So I have set up my composition book. I've glued my pages together. I am ready. I'm going to be probably doing a video fairly quickly here to show my March setup, and so you'll see me actually using a composition book. And one thing that I am excited about the composition book, it will give me a little bit more space to write, to decorate, to add more paper, and that's one of the things I really wanted to do this year, was use up paper. I have paper, and I love it, and I keep buying it, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. But at least with the composition book, I can use a little bit more. It gives me a little bit more real estate, as one of our fellow journalers, Never Hopeless Elizabeth, has said. So that's what the plan is. But if you saw me cutting this picture, you might have been cringing, because you can tell it's like an older picture, but don't worry, I made a copy. I did not cut the original. But this particular day was my parents' 54th wedding anniversary, you guys. I'm so amazed by that. I just love my parents so much. And so for 54 years, they have been married, and I wanted to have a picture in there of them 54 years ago on their wedding day. And so I made a copy, and I just love this picture because it has my grandparents in there, it has my great-grandparents, and it's just, my family means a lot to me. So I just wanted to add a picture from that time frame in there, and then use up some of my scrapbook paper, my Valentine scrapbook paper that I've had. And of course adding flowers, because they really wanted to get married close to Valentine's Day, so their wedding anniversary is March the 9th. And so that's a little bit before Valentine's. And you guys, just a little background on my parents, and I'm sure my mom and dad do not mind me mentioning this. They were married while they were still in high school, you guys. Yes, so that they were married in February, and they graduated in May. So I find that just so fascinating. But so really love them, guys. As you can see, I actually do my kits in stages. Here I'm writing out letters, then I'm going to move into packaging them up. Earlier in the week, I put everything in envelopes and got them ready to go. So now the final stages is shipping them off. Here's my first batch. I do them in batches, and they're off to new homes. And Pokey, my little pal.